Hello, so today we're going to have a challenge, a big challenge. I've wanted to do this since I watched it on podcast recently, and I thought I'm going to do that for two reasons: general curiosity, but secondly, I'm a social worker in my day job, and I talk to people who are struggling and really want to improve their world, and I think I need to know the challenges out there and what the challenges are. So the only way to do it is to really do it, isn't it? So that's what I've done. I'm going to really do it. Excuse my voice. I've been unwell and I got this. Yeah, thankfully, it's better than it was. I was talking like that for about 8 days and it wasn't fun. So the challenge is to create 5 healthy meals, dinner meals for 2 adults and 1 to 2 small children, a small family, for the same price as it would cost to buy 2 Big Mac combos and 2 sundaes. So that's what we're doing today. Now I have my lovely assistant here. I'm going to turn myself around so she can say hello and explain what we've got in front of us.
Hi. We have 2 Big Mac large combos and 2 McFlurries. This is a very small amount of food and you'd probably be hungry again in about an hour after eating it.
Absolutely.
For the same price as 5 meals. That's crazy.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah, there's 2 Big Macs, 2 chips, 2 drinks and a McFlurry.
So that's really a lunch, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, if you had that for dinner, you're going to be hungry later.
Yeah. It's not real food. It doesn't settle in your tummy properly.
It's a treat.
Yeah.
And I love Big Mac combos.
Yeah.
Do you?
Yes.
So it is a treat, and we're going to enjoy this. This is our lunch today, as Zoe has said, 2 Big Macs, etc. So we're going to have that for lunch, and then we're going to do some shopping and some cooking and see what we can make for the same price. Right, so we've had our lunch, Big Mac combo. Yes, and it's one of my favourites actually, to be honest, and so there's no judgment on takeaway foods. That's what it's for, and it's very useful and handy. However, we're going to now make the 5 meals at the same cost, and we're going to start. Today we're in the Warrapa Community Centre kitchen. It's an industrial kitchen and it's nice and big, so I've got it all set up ready for us to make loaded potatoes, pizza, kumara and chickpea curry, chicken stir fry, and spinach and cheese pasta, or spinach and tomato pasta. So I've got it all set up, ready to go. So we're going to make a start. We'll see you through the process. So we're all ready. My lovely assistant Zoe has helped me. They've picked the groceries up. We ordered it online. So we even got an 8-cent discount on our petrol online. So that was a really good saving. So the first meal is a spinach and tomato pasta. So we've got a tin of chopped tomatoes, a bag of spinach, a bag of pasta, and some cream cheese, and that'll thicken it and make it a little bit more scrummy. So that's the pasta one. The next one, excuse my voice again, is a kumara and chickpea salad. So we've got a couple of big kumaras, lovely big healthy kumaras. It's a good time of year for veggies. A tin of chickpeas, which is your protein. So the protein for your pasta is your cheese. Meat is just too expensive. It's just, yeah, we'll talk about meat later. Chickpeas and kumara, and they will go with, I have over here, I've made my own homemade curry mix. Now you can just use curry powder and turmeric, but I've done other podcasts on this mix, so it is a mix, but we will do that. So that's one of my homemade ones, but you can use whatever curry mix you've got. So what we are doing is we've got some herbs and spices that I've got out of the cupboard, and a couple of some like oiled cook with. Apart from that, everything else has been completely bought within this for the meals. So we won't need to buy anything else, hopefully. It's going to be interesting to see how it goes. So with that curry, we're going to have rice. So rice and curry, and the chickpeas are the protein, so thank you. And this is coconut milk. Now, if we had, the other option we could have done is to put slightly bigger cream cheese. Instead of using coconut milk, you could have used cream cheese, like halved it, put one in each, but I like the taste of coconut milk with curry, so I did that. Just about everything that I've spoken about is around $1.20. So they're super cheap. I really haven't gone overboard at all. I did buy a whole bottle of ABC because I didn't have any, and this was $2.50, but we're actually only going to use a wee bit of it, so I'm not going to count the whole $2.50 in the budget because we're really only going to use that little amount. But if you've got soy sauce at home, you can use soy sauce. I just personally like this ABC, particularly with kids, because it's a bit sweeter and it's thicker. And so equal parts of sweet chili sauce, which I've got here, which I had in the cupboard. If you don't have any of that, you could put chili flakes in, or nothing, just have this. So I like the combination of the two. So it's all about me today. That's what I'm going to do. But as we cook, Zoe might come up with some things that she uses as well. So
I use the same stuff. So.
Oh, yeah. So funny that when she's my granddaughter, she's been taught well. So the next meal after that is stir fry, and so I have bought a wok packet of frozen vegetables, stir fry vegetables. They may even have a flavouring in them, I'm not 100% sure, so they might have a flavouring in them. And I bought some udon noodles. Now, you know, these are the things that I've bought small packets with. They were cheap, they were under $1.50 each. But obviously if you buy bulk at home, it's a lot cheaper. And there'd be things, if you had a wee veggie garden, you could add things in. But I really just wanted to make sure that what I did was within this budget completely. So and the other thing I bought, this is our only, well not our only, but our main meat for the week, for the 5 meals, which is chicken. I brought chicken legs because super duper cheap, $5 for 1, 2, 3, 4 legs. There's quite a bit of meat on a leg, a little bit dearer for a breast, so 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. But then, you know, you'll use every single bit, even the bone that's left makes a fantastic chew bone for kids for teething, and they'll chomp away on the leg bone for hours. So the whole thing will get used in that. Some onions, so I bought 3 onions, 60 cents or something for the 3 onions, and we'll just use them in whatever, it'll fill a meal. You know, it's a vegetable, so that counts as a good healthy vegetable. And then the next meal is loaded potatoes. So I'm pleased we got big potatoes because I was worried I was going to get little wee ones. So we're just going to cook these, and we're going to stuff them with baked beans, which is your protein. And we've got a little bit of pepperoni here, so we're going to put some pepperoni in them as well. If you don't like that, you don't have to add it, but it is a little bit of meat, but it's also flavour, and you want flavour. I did buy these as an added extra because they were super cheap, and I thought, they might be quite handy. And they are tinned mushrooms in a pepper sauce, so you know, they might even be quite nice just thrown in the stir fry, or thrown in, what else could they go in? Probably only the stir fry.
You can put them in the pasta.
In the pasta, yes, we could have them in the pasta. If you don't like mushrooms, don't have them, but it's a cheap source of vegetable and flavour, so it's a bit of both, and sauce. So that's the loaded potatoes. They'll go with the onions, and a little bit of, we've got mozzarella cheese here. Not a lot because cheese is super expensive, but we've got enough to sprinkle a little bit of cheese on the top and grill those. And the rest of the cheese will go on our next meal, which is pizzas. So pizzas will be cheese and some pepperoni, salami, You could use whatever you want. You could use ham or bits of chicken or anything. If there's chicken left over from the chicken legs. I bought these pizza bases because they were the cheapest way to go. What I tend to do with kids is I use hamburger buns and halve those, and they make fantastic pizzas. But at this time, the actually was cheaper than the buns, and there's three there, I think. So that will make 3 nice sized pizzas. We're not talking about a big family here. We're literally talking about 2, maybe 3 adults. So it's not a big family that we're talking about. So that's the pizzas, and I bought a tube of tomato paste, which we will use in the pasta, the tomato and spinach pasta, to give that a bit of oomph, and also as a base for the pizzas. So the next meal is, no, that's it. That's the 5 meals. So we've got pasta, curry, chicken stir fry, pizzas, and loaded potatoes. They're all filled with lots of lovely vegetables. So you're going to get your vegetable quota for the dinner. This is only dinners. And one of the things I'm keen to work out is there going to be enough left over for lunch? Because I like leftovers. So, if it's a meal, is there going to be something for lunch? Certainly. So, for example, the rice, we're not going to be using that whole bag of rice, but if we cook the whole bag of rice and dry the rice out afterwards, that's another meal we could make with leftovers, and make a nice stir-fry rice. So, in fact, we've got even, that could be the 6th meal there. So I think we could even stretch 6 meals out. We won't have time to do 6 today. We'll still only do 5 meals. So the goal is, again, 5 meals, good healthy meals, at the exact same price or as close to as buying 2 Big Mac combos. And of course, with a Big Mac combo, you get a pudding and you get a fizzy. So we got to keep it real, we bought a bottle of Coke. So I think that was 89 cents or something super cheap like that. And tiny admittedly, but it's a little sweet treat. So we bought 2 ice creams. So on one of the days, and probably when you have the pizza or something, because it could just be a lazy day, you could have your pizza and have some ice cream. Which, so if you wouldn't mind putting those in the freezer, that would be grand, thank you. So, you're going to get your pudding as well. Again, we'll have leftover rice. You could make a rice pudding if you really wanted a cooked pudding. There's still, the ability to make a rice pudding as well. And one of the things I like is, if you've got ice cream at home, is a sundae, a big scoop of ice cream and we used to call them spiders. They are spiders. Still spiders? Yeah, so when I was a kid, my favourite flavour, I don't know about yours, but mine was creaming soda.
Mine was raspberry.
Raspberry, yeah. So, you've got enough there. If you've got spare ice cream at home, you could make a spider. So, how's that? What does that look like, Zoe? You reckon we're going to do this?
Yeah.
We've also got a time frame. So, it's 10:30 now, so we've got an hour.
Yeah, it's...
nothing here is going to take longer than, the longest thing to cook would probably be the chicken legs. So we'll get those on first, but nothing here is going to take longer than half an hour to make. So they're even time savvy. Yeah. And they are meals that you could make in bulk and keep in the fridge for the week. Most of them will keep. The cream ones and that, I would eat the pastas and that first with the creams, but things like the pizzas and the loaded potatoes, they'll keep for a few days in the fridge, so you can make them all at once if you're busy, Yeah. So you've got a little one at home.
All of these are perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
you can have all of these.
Do you genuinely think that you'd eat these? They're not sort of, oh my gosh, no.
Yeah. The only thing personally is I don't like chicken legs, but that's a personal thing.
Yeah.
So I just buy chicken breast and then...
Yep.
Yeah.
You can cut the meat off the chicken leg as well and have it just as meat.
Yeah.
So I think we're going to have some fun cooking. And I will just bring you back in. I'm going to turn you off now. We're going to get into it. And I'll bring you back in once we've kind of got things boiling, simmering, cut and ready to cook. All right, see you soon.
Smells good in here.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
We are doing a challenge. I'm just filming these. We're doing a challenge where we are cooking 5 meals So I don't know if you can see the sweat beads on my forehead, but by golly, it must be 32 degrees outside, and Zoe and I we've knocked it out of the park. I think we've done an awesome job, and it's 11:45. So what time do we start? 10:30.
Yeah.
So an hour and a quarter. And that's cleaning up, prep, everything. Oh, except for the shopping. So look, I'll turn you around, and Zoe, would you like to tell us what we've made here?
Yeah, so there's jacket potatoes here, enough for quite a lot of people actually.
Yeah.
And stir fry here. And then this one over here is the kumara curry.
Which smells divine.
Yes, and that's the pasta.
Yeah.
And then down here is pizzas.
Yeah.
But we also have leftovers. Over here we've got a whole thing of udon noodles, a whole kumara. We did have a whole onion and that, and we also didn't use this. So there's quite a lot of leftovers.
And there's no way we'd eat all of that rice in one sitting. So
No.
we could actually, with that, make a stir-fry rice, couldn't we?
Yeah.
And so that could be meal 6.
There's plenty of food there.
Oh, we've also got the ice creams
Yes.
and the Coke, which we haven't
Yeah.
got out. So it can be done.
Yeah.
Time to have a tally up of everything that we've done. Thank you for Zoe, my granddaughter, for helping me, especially with all the cooking, and useful tips that she gave me as well. I learned some things as well, like you can put pasta in cold water and then bring it to the boil, and you can tell by look when it's cooked. So I've always boiled the water and then added the pasta, and of course then it bubbles all up everywhere. So that was a good tip from Zoe. So excuse me, I've still got this little bug about. So we've bought the McDonald's. Now it was a little cheaper than I had budgeted on, because I googled the price and to be able to know what to buy in the groceries. So I googled the price and it said between $52 and $56. Well, when Miss Zoe went and bought it for us for lunch, it was $49. So we're a little under on that, but you know, we're talking, you know, swings and roundabouts, little wee things. And so when I did the shop for the cooking for the 5 meals, that cost me $54. I think it cost me $56 something or other, but I've taken $2 off because one was a big bag of rice and we only used that much, and one was a big bottle of ABC soy sauce and we only used that much, and we had an onion left and a kumara we forgot to cook. We could have added those along the way, but you know, that meant that we could have actually made a fried rice for a 6th meal if we really wanted to. So the other interesting point, so both the budgets were very similar. We're talking a few dollars here and there, but they were both around $50, so let's say that. So the other interesting thing was that it took us half an hour to eat our McDonald's for lunch, and it took an hour and a half to cook 5 meals. So for an extra hour in the week, you could pre-cook some of those meals and have them ready for the rest of the week. So that was another interesting thing. Excuse the lawnmower in the background. Mr. Farmer is doing the lawns. It's a beautiful day here. So that was another learning thing. So as you can see through the videos, we ate our McDonald's, we paid for that, and then we bought the groceries and we cooked the food. So we ended up making 5 meals plus enough left over for the 6th, as I've said. So we made stir fry with udon noodles and chicken legs. Vegetable stir fry was super yummy. That would have had to have been, I think, my favourite meal of all of them. And then we made kumara and chickpea curry. Yum, yum, yum. And we had that with rice. Could have put an extra kumara in there, silly us. Then we had tomato and spinach pasta, another yummy meal. All of these were really flavourful, I have to say. you know, good quality foods like cream cheese and coconut milk, but not lavishing amounts, enough to make it taste good. And then the next one was homemade pizzas. Now Zoe and I both agreed that they could have had a little bit more on them, but they were yummy. You know, they just, I mean, they were flavourful. They had salami, spinach, grated cheese and tomato puree and onion on them. So they had a lot on them, but you know, when you cook it down, it doesn't look like a great lot, but nonetheless they were lovely. And then we had loaded potatoes, and they were very yummy too. So the meals were big enough for 2 adults and 2 small children. You wouldn't have fed teenagers on this meal by any means, but also you could have fluffed it up with the rice. So as I said, what I did is I cooked the whole bag of rice. I mean, I always always have, and then I use the leftover rice. I can freeze it. Rice freezes really well in the freezer. It's fantastic for dogs and their diet. So we've got farm dogs and etc. So whatever's left is always good value for the dogs. It fluffs meals up and adds more to the meal. And I mean, it's a really good staple, is the rice. So again, what we could have done was the stir fry with the onion, and so we could have put onion, we could have kept a handful of spinach, and if there was any leftover veggies in the fridge that you had, you could have put those in the stir fry as well. But we had soy sauce, would have been very yummy. So yeah, that was our meals. They were very full of protein, so they were filling, and they were very full of vegetables, lots of spinach and stir fry veggies, and lots of onion and tomato, and really healthy. So they were good healthy food. I did miss meat, but with the price of meat, I can see why people can't eat it. It's, you know, what is it, something like $18 for a kilo of mince. Now, mince and sausages used to be my staple when my kids were young, because it was so cheap and it was there. But no, that's very, very expensive. But we did it, and I'm really proud of what we did. So it's been quite a learning thing. Yes, you can cook 5 plus maybe a 6th meal for just over $50, for about the same as it would cost for 2 people to go to McDonald's. I am impressed, very impressed, and the food was yummy. Yeah, I keep saying how yummy it was. Well, it genuinely was. I know you couldn't taste it, but Zoe and I, nothing's gone to waste. Zoe's taken it home. She had it for tea that night. She's frozen some of the pasta and the curry so that she can have them later. And I had the stir fry. Mr. Farmer had the chicken legs, and nothing. I haven't had my pizza yet. It's still sitting in the fridge. Might have that tonight. So, been a great activity and a challenge, and I highly recommend you trying the challenge and getting on with it. So, you know, things are tough. Financially, things are tough, and if you can save money at the supermarket, but also make things that are really healthy and full foods that people are going to be full and healthy with, then even better. I was talking to my daughter today, and she's just made something, which I'm going to try. I'm going to try this, and it's a homemade baked beans, but it's done with 4 beans salad, 4 beans in brine, and white cauliflower rice, and a beautiful tomato pasta sauce, so whatever flavour you like, but she said it is better when it's like a sweet relishy type flavour, so like deviled sausages or nachos, that sort of flavour. And so she's been having that every day. Evidently there's something on TikTok about bean TikTok, B-E-A-N TikTok. So that's my next exploration. I think last summer I explored depression salad, and I will 100% do that regularly through this summer, and that was cabbage and carrots and onions and anything but cucumber, all crammed into a jar with half vinegar, half water. You could have whole vinegar if you like that. I like a mix. You could put some peppercorns in there and some dill or fennel, anything you like, and you just leave that in your fridge and you just eat from it for each meal. So some of those pickled foods are incredibly good for your gut health, but also it saved money and it saved the food, and it was something nice and healthy. So the depression salad, which I explored last summer, I will keep doing that, absolutely. Hope you enjoyed my podcast. So it's Donna from Blind and Knitting and Motor Order Development, because I did this with the help of my business, which I am the director of and the social worker of. And so bye for now.